sir. How are you?
I'm good. Fantastic. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you for asking. It's so good to finally see you back on screen again. Waited a very long time for this.
Yes. I'm
Quick
happy. I'm
food
happy.
program watching
It's a it,
Mandshakers.
it it's a double whammy because Atyan is also there, and then both of us are there in the same
Yeah,
magnum opus. So it's wonderful. More than that, the excitement to work with Mr. Bhansali was always there. You know, as actors, you're always looking for the best, and he's sort of exemplifies that, and is much more. I always keep using these words like. Maestro and auteur for him. And I think he's an alchemist, which is the perfect blend of things for him. And the master craftsman and actor needs that. You know, it needs somebody to kind of enhance his talent and to bring out the best. And so we are so happy that we work with somebody who's so passionate about his work, is so consumed with passion. So it's great to see somebody who's so there and forever evolving, forever improvising, forever kind of thinking of new ideas and a great grasp on his craft, the acumen that he has on not just the characters that he creates, but the sets, the costume, the props, the music, the background, all of that. So it was wonderful.
right. Wow. I'm sure it was. I mean, we've been waiting for this series for a very long time. It's
Yes,
been the promotions have been on.
yes.
We've been waiting. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the whole world is. I
So
mean, it's very exciting and yeah,
it's so gorgeous. It's so grand. It's like we're all waiting with bated breath. Let's see. So
spectacular.
grand, so pretty,
Yeah,
very, very
yeah.
spectacular. Okay,
Mm.
so I have simple questions for you. Could you share with us your earliest memories of being involved in the entertainment industry?
My earliest memories of
Yes,
being in
sir.
the industry.
Yes, sir.
Well, it goes as far back as 1985 when my first movie released, Utsav. That was my debut film, opposite Rekha, Shashi
Yes, sir.
Kapoorji's film. A grand sort of a debut. I couldn't have asked for anything better. No one can. So it was sort of an unprecedented break for any newcomer. More than a dream come true. I've just walked into Bombay, and here I'm sitting next to Mr. Shashi Kapoor. Through someone I was gone to watch his shooting, and he offers me Utsav within 15 minutes. And that was it. And 2 months later, I'm shooting. I was like, I was dreaming. I still feel that I'm in that zone. It cannot happen. How did that happen? Because people take years to understand the city, understand another 2 years to understand the people, and then get into the profession and then make inroads. It's a long process, but it was so beautiful. It's almost like a poetry, a beautiful poetry. And that's how it started. Beautiful dream.
It's been quite a journey, sir. Been quite a
Quite a
journey.
journey.
It's
Quite a
beautiful.
journey. Yes, quite a journey. When I look back and
Been
I said,
wonderful.
oh my God, I've come a long way. It's been such a long journey. And journeys are always beautiful, when you enjoy the journey, when you take everything in your stride, the good, the bad, the ugly. But I guess that when you have the zest to just keep moving on, irrespective of all the obstacles that come your way, the ups and downs, the peaks and valleys, and the happiness and the tragedy, at the end of the day, or while you're still walking towards your I don't think there is anything called destination, but toward your destination, because destination is like that horizon which you will never reach. It just seems close, but it's always far. But if you start enjoying the journey itself and the people whom you meet along the way, then it becomes memorable and becomes beautiful. You start savoring every day, every moment of it. And that's the way I've been. And since I'm a learner, I'm learning about everything, little about here, there, everywhere. You know, it becomes it's far more fascinating than anyone else's life.
I totally understand that, sir. Okay, quick question. What inspired you to pursue acting as a career to begin with?
God, nature, I don't know what. It was inbuilt in my genes. I came engineered to be an actor.
When did you know?
I, I was hardwired. I don't know. I think I was born an actor. And while I was growing up, this inherent desire to be an act and watch films. When I was a kid, I was watching, the older films of Dilip Saab, and people said, Is he like spoiled in the head, or is he a prodigy, or is he what?" why is he like so inclined towards old films, old music, and all of that? But that's where I found solace. Whenever I saw a character like Salim and Mughal Azam, or the character in Ganga Jamuna, or all the various characters portrayed by the greats like Raj Kapoor Saab, Devan, and all of that, that made my faith more sort of more stable, more concrete, that I had to be what they are doing. I want to see myself on the posters, and not just for the sake of being seen on the posters, but I want to reach out to people with different characters. I want to be so many people at the same time. And that was a strong urge. And that sort of propelled me towards becoming an actor. And that's why I joined an institute called the Shri Ram Center for Art and Culture in Delhi. I took a diploma in acting. I became a part of the repertory company. So I was a professional stage actor. And that's how my journey began.
Right. So, according to you, what is the most valuable lesson you've learned so far being an actor? Because I believe an
Resi-
actor learn every day.
Resilience, resilience, perseverance, persistence, and hard work, and never say die. These
Yeah.
are, you have, yeah, yeah. These are the characteristics you must have to withstand the vagaries and the vicissitudes of the film industry, the unpredictability of it all. And you have to just stand your own ground. Be a fighter till your last breath. Just never give up. Be the hero. Yeah.
Be the hero of your own movie. Rightly said,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about your experience. How was it working with Sanjay Leela Bhansali?
Yeah, so it was very exciting, very, very exciting. Intoxicating is the word to work with him. And I said, uh, such a man, uh, is a rarity to find such a director who's cinema all the way, who's thinking cinema, who's thinking to better his vision, to better his take, to better his filmmaking, to better his craft all the time, and his all encompassing involvement in every department. And he's fire, he's breathing fire. And that's what it is. And that rubs off, that excitement rubs off on you. And I'm quite like that. So when two people, meet like that, there is like fireworks. Yeah.
Wow.
And the rest of the bunch of actors are also so competent, so good. So we worked in unison, though we were not working together, but all of us there in their roles were so good and so competent. So it made for a very beautiful, positively charged up atmosphere for all of us to give our best. Because we,
Right, sir.
got the best. We had to give our best. We always trying to better ourselves in our scenes.
How do you think Mr. Bhansali's vision and style contribute to the uniqueness of his projects?
Well, he's one of a kind. The way he conceptualizes, if you see Heera Mandi otherwise, you wouldn't like to pay a second visit there. But he turns that into poetry. He turns that into a painting, most beautiful, unimaginable paintings with the most beautiful colors in it. His characters come alive, and even if their demeanor is negative, you still fall in love with them. The way he portrays the character, you love the negative characters, you love the negativity also. You saw that in Gangubai and in
Yeah.
many other films, and when Khilji and all those characters that he has created. So as I said, he's so adept, and he's so sure of what he's doing. So I said he creates a very different world other than what the kind of cinema that you watch, and that makes him unique and singular, and that makes him um, away from the clutter. That he's one of a kind, and as I said, his take on everything is so um, unique that even for the first scene that I have in a carriage, which was written in a certain way, when I went on the set, he gave it a very sort of a bizarre sexual sort of texture to it, and a connotation to it. And he said, "Would you do it?" I said, "I would love to, because this is so unique, as you said, and this is so bizarre and so challenging that I would love to do it." And the results were phenomenal, and so you have to play straight off your hip, intuitively, relying more on your intuitions that this is the way it would work. It's like navigating a car. You don't know whether there's going to be a speed breaker, there's going to be a downhill slope, there's going to be upward or what, and you're still navigating. It's like that excitement of um, um, uh, a fast car racer.
It also sounds very challenging to you.
Yes,
I mean, how
very
did you
challenging.
prepare yourself for this role?
Prepare, as I said, that a lot of it, while you're reading the script, the character comes across what you imbibe, assimilate. A lot of that, the director would tell you, a lot of that happens through your emotional memory, and that the character that you have seen in movies or read about it, or people have talked about it in the certain way they behave, the mannerisms, the saban, the ada, daigi, all of that. The rest, I believe you me, it happens on the sets. When you walk into the sets and when you don that costume, you change. When you have that hair, that belongs to that period, that makeup, that mustache, that long flowing gowns, those rings, the jewelry, and those shoes, and you start feeling like a Nawab. I never got out of the character. Even while I became normal, I was still talking like a Nawab. So that's the kind of effect it has on you.
So
So
did you also
yeah,
bring
that
it back
helps
home?
enormously. Beg your
Did
pardon?
you also bring it back home with you?
Yes,
The
my wife says
Nawabi?
you're not a Nawab now. So whenever I'm like a little insistent and a little obstinate about things, say stop being a Nawab now. You're not a Nawab anymore. That's on the sense. I think that Nawab is rubbed off on me. So I have that superciliousness now of a Nawab. I always wanted to be a Nawab.
Okay.
My father used to always tell me that he's a bigade way Nawab. He sleeps late. He doesn't do his homework. He's always playing. Nawab bigad gaya. So I eventually ended up playing one. But great fun.
Seeing you over the years, I don't know about the Bigade way part, but definitely Nawab, yes. I've seen you all of my life. So I definitely see the Nawab part is true. Bigada
Uh,
ka pata nahi.
नहीं वो नवाब बिगड़े हुए होते
So,
थे इसीलिए वो नवाब थे.
I believe you. You've done your research. I believe you.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, as a seasoned actor, sir, how do you maintain your authenticity and freshness in your performances, especially long-term projects like the series?
So each day is different, and you have to start from ground zero. There is a sense of continuity, but also that today I'm going to have a different kind of approach. Today I'm going to sort of uh, see the character a little differently. What can I add? What is the new thing that I can do? What others haven't done? What within the reservoir of my latent talent, what can I contribute to that? Is something constantly sort of innovating and improvising is what keeps the freshness. And keep your ears open and take all the instructions right, read the footnotes, understand the subtext and all of it. That helps enormously as an actor.
So I'm saying, what do you think is the significance of projects like Heera Mandi in sparkling conversations about societal issues and historical contexts?
Yeah. The significance would be, we are totally cut off from history. This generation is totally cut off from history. We don't know what exactly happened. We have lost touch with all those characters and all the interactions and all the political social debates and the social malaise that existed and all of that. It teaches us it's a lesson itself, that when you understand society and the societal norms in a particular way, you know exactly to take a leaf from that and incorporate that in your life, what was good and what is not. I guess that every period, every decade, the whole world changes, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. You have to kind of be connected to the history to stay relevant today. We cut ourselves off. So that's the relevance. I mean, and also to understand what was the contribution of people in that era that contributed and fought for independence, the way they behaved and all of that. So it's of tremendous significance, as I feel, through cinema, where it's not just all about entertainment. It has to be, in a way, succinctly and subtly informative, also in a way to kind of educate you about so many things that you are unaware of.
How has your approach to acting evolved over the course of your career, particularly with projects as rich as, with history and with so much research and everything? In context of Heera Mandi, how has your approach grown over the years?
So, okay, there is acting is a natural process. You don't learn acting by reading about acting and and things like that. But you certainly, it's a process. It's an evolution that is within you that you feel. It's like how you're a singer. You know exactly that you're not hitting the right note till you hit it. So it's in your head, but you don't know. But you know while you're singing, I am not reaching that pitch. I'm not getting that note, and for that you have to do more riyaz, aro, avro every day. Look for a master, look for a ustad, and then say, you have to constantly be at it, and then suddenly you reach that level of perfection, and then that perfection is no more perfection, and then you want to reach for a higher perfection, and that goes on forever in your life, because there's so many things you cannot do at a given period of time, and you have to constantly work. Also, the style, it's like fashion. There's so many times, you have flares, you have windpipes, you have this, you have that, the hairstyle, everything just keeps changing. And so the style of acting has also evolved and changed over the years. There was a natural school of acting right in the beginning, then it became more theatrical, more dramatic, then it became more filmy, more dialogue-y, and all of that. And people used to shout, and because it was theatrical. And then they realized they were part of cinema, and they had to speak low, sometimes whisper, that very economical gestures, the controlled sort of gesticulation, all of that you learn. You also see the best of actors today in the world cinema who have like made a name for themselves, and you learn the finer nuances of acting, and then you incorporate that as part of your craft every day. And so you feel yesterday, and that's why so many things, so many times when you look back, and it happens with most of the actors, you look back at your body of acting, it's, how could I do that? Something as silly. I was stupid to do that, and you sort of cringe and you're embarrassed, and so you change that style and say, I'm not going to do, act like that ever. And then he says, would this style suit me? And then you practice it, and then you record it, and today you have the facility to kind of see yourself, and you can record yourself, you can make videos, you can do it in front of the mirror, you can do workshops. There's so many ways you can just keep evolving, but you have to be conscious about it. You cannot be complacent that I know my craft and this is it, and you give me a role and I'll do it like this. No, there's a lot of thinking process. There's a lot of a thought process that goes behind it to make the character what it is and how you portray it.
How is it working with your son?
Oh, good.
How is it working
Oh,
with
good. For a
you?
change, we were not father and son. We were competitors. So as an actor, we had to think I'd better sort of outbeat him. So charity begins at home. So does competition. But it was fun. Because when I was watching him, and we were together in one scene at least, I was the father, I was the actor, and I was the character. So there were three layers of me that was just sort of interacting with him, and that. So great fun, I think, to just see him. He was born a little baby, and now he's sort of crossing swords with me, sitting across, and exchanging dialogues and all. Fun, great fun. And I think all fathers and sons should experiment that, who are actors, just going out there and working together. It's very nice.
Oh, looking forward to seeing that. Okay, so according to you, what do you hope the audiences will take away from Heera Mandi in terms of themes or messages?
I think the poetry of Heeramandi. When I say poetry, in the poetic way that they see the colors, the emotions of Heeramandi, the characters, the costume, the sets, that adab, that zaban, all of that which is lost. They should take that home. And believe me, your life will be much more beautiful. It has so much to offer, Heeramandi, because they don't make people like that anymore, and they don't make Bhansalis like this anymore. So it's a very heady cocktail, and there is a lot to learn, grasp, and absorb.
Looking ahead, what kind of roles or projects are you excited about in the future, sir?
All kinds of roles that would challenge me as an actor. I wonder why directors are not seeing me in in bizarre, macabre roles and in unprecedented roles. I mean, I'm cut out to do absolutely the unexpected, and people should cast me in that, because I feel that there is a volcano inside me which is dying to erupt. But how many Bhansalis are there? One or two. So where do I go? Who will cast me? But yeah, but um, different characters that we've walked into an era where people are now experimenting. There are no heroines there. They're all ensemble casts, and that's how it is working. There are beautiful characters that are being edged out. So something with something very dark, very negative is something that I want to do. Yeah, I'm dying to do
Fair
something
point.
like that. Not just surprise and shock the world.
Looking forward to that. A very personal question: are we ever going to have movers and shakers back? Because we need to laugh. We need to laugh
You
like that
know,
again.
millions of people ask me this every day. Millions, believe
Yeah.
me, when I go on Instagram or go on Twitter, or when I meet people, when is movers and shakers coming back? As though it's like become an integral part of my personality. And yes, I it would. We are all trying. I was like, in a way busy with other things, but now I feel like now there is a surge of urge to kind of do it once again. And it's a time where so many interesting things are happening, and now we are moving on to the world of AI and chat GPT and what have you. And so it's a very different world. We have a virtual world, we have a real world. We're on the internet, social media, all of these things there's so much to talk about. So politically, socially, economically, otherwise, there's so much that so many times I see things, I notice, and I said, I wish I was there, and I was saying these things, and I was talking to my audience. So soon, just let's keep our fingers crossed, and soon moves and shakers will happen. But in the meanwhile, just let me move and shake with Heera Mandi.
Absolutely. I'm sure you already are, sir. So thank you so much for your time. It was so lovely
Thank,
seeing you and talking to you
thank
today.
you so much. Thank you. Lovely talking to you. Take care. I'll see you soon.